So you've watched 7-2 Part 2. Hopefully you watched some of the long and synthetic division earlier in the playlist because I left you guys on a cliffhanger. Here's long division. X times what gets me to 2x? 2. So then this distributes back. 2 times x, 2 times -3. And then we subtract with long division and we get a remainder and it goes here. Or synthetic division, drop the first number. Just make sure this went from -3 to +3. Change the sign. Drop the first number. 2 times 3 is 6. And look, we get the same thing. Well, here's the deal. If we switch this around to here in purple, is this not what we've been looking at? Where we have x minus something and then plus a number. This just kind of gives it to us. So we're going to put the remainder first, which now tells us, oh, we're going to the right 3, so x equals 3. And then we're going up 2, y equals 2. That's pretty much it. Now, I will say, again, this says graph this in state, domain, and range. I don't want any of that. I want either long division or synthetic division. I want the new answer, and I want where everything's going. So again, something like this, it just looks like this. Now, here's the deal. With you doing this, this has to be a positive one. Has to be. If you remember from synthetic division, this has to be a positive one. If it's not, go back to synthetic division and figure out like, oh, what all am I supposed to do to fix this kind of deal? Because they're like, oh, you know what? We know how to do, we know where we're going left or right, and we know this first number is going to drop, and that's going to end up being my up down. I said, that's cool. Where did this -7 come from? If you know that and you know that, and you think you can do it without the division, where did this -7 come from? And they go, yeah, I don't know. Because it's like, oh, we're always going to use the first number for my up down, and we're always going to use this for my left right. And I said, absolutely, but we still need that number. So synthetic division, drop, multiply, remainder, rewrite it with the remainder in front. Same thing here. All this wording is exactly what we've been doing. Rewrite it to where it looks familiar. Don't graph. Don't describe. Well, describe as a transformation, just saying we went left and up, and now here's your two. Like this is what your homework should look like. From division, the new equation, where it shifted, where the lines are now. If this is not a 1, you are dividing, and you may have some fractions. And then when you get down here, as long as this number matches what you did up here, then you'll just use the -21 on top. And then technically, we are dividing by the original. But if you look here, we're actually only moving left 3. We're not moving left 6. We're only moving left 3 because, well, when you take out a 2, maybe this 2 potentially cancels with something on top, and that's why. So you have to be careful with all the ones that divide. If all else fails, plug your original one into the calculator, plug yours into the calculator, and make sure your denominator's right, and make sure that it did only move to the left 3 and not 6 or whatever. So here's just a couple more examples. If you want to try them off on your own, pause, rewind, whatever. They were like, yeah, that's pretty easy considering they spent a whole day doing long division and division. So not too terribly bad. Go rewatch the long and synthetic division videos if needed.